This is KSL News at 6.
Good evening. 8 people have been indicted for conspiring to steal the identities of thousands of Utahns and then using that information to secure lines of credit and then make purchases.
The amount of money they spent, more than $200,000. Busting the ID theft ring was the work of U.S. Attorney's Office, the U.S. Postal Service, and Unified Police.
News Specialist Keith McCord's live at UPD Headquarters tonight. Keith, when did these thefts occur?
As somewhere during the period between August of 2014 and December of 2015. Now, because this case was so complex, it's taken this long to identify everybody and then charge the 8 people that we talked about. Now, this all started when Salt Lake County Sheriff's deputies served a warrant for a marijuana growing operation in the Mill Creek area.
And as they did so, they came upon evidence of what can only be described as a massive identity theft ring.
Salt Lake County Sheriff Jim Winder says his office then began working with the U.S. Attorney's Office and the postal inspectors, and that the investigation has found that 143,000 Utahns had their identity and financial information compromised.
Now, to give you some perspective, that's approximately 1 in every 20 Utahns. Fortunately, the evidence that we have suggests that the vast majority of this information was never used.
The indictment outlines charges against Dan Lechtenberg and 7 others, alleging they worked together to steal financial information and open up lines of credit at financial institutions. The group is alleged to have bought items at several Salt Lake County businesses, including Shields, Maverick, and Sam's Club, totaling more than $200,000. The U.S. Attorney says about 100 people lost money in the scheme, and all have been notified.
Of course, that underscores the importance of identifying and dismantling these organizations before they can do more damage.
The indictment lists a total of 56 counts against the 8 defendants. Most have made initial appearances in court, but their cases haven't come up for trial yet. But because many of the charges against them are federal crimes, the penalties could be significant.
Bank fraud itself carries a maximum possible penalty of up to 30 years imprisonment, up to $1 million fine. So there are some pretty significant penalties that can be imposed.
Pretty significant indeed. Now, the investigators think that long list of 143,000 names came from a spreadsheet that may have been connected to a medical insurance provider, and somehow that info was breached, so all those names got out there, but not all of the information was ever used. If you want to see if your name may be on that list, the U.S. Attorney's Office has a website. Go there, and you can find out. There's a call, an 800 number as well that you can call to find out if your name is on that list, if you're concerned about it. Otherwise, just keep an eye on your credit checks, your bank accounts, that kind of thing. Something we should all do anyway. Big case, though, guys. Back
Absolutely.
to you.
Keith McCord live for us in Salt Lake City tonight. Thank you, Keith. Deanie?
All right, storm looks like it's